Because that would make more sense. We have the professional side and then the blooper.
Right, the side. After my rush hour too, I love those bloopers.
That makes sense.
I see the bloopers every day. I'm like, man, this is classic material, bro.
YouTube has a thing that's called where people pay me $3, like a subscription, and it's where you have 100 subscribers, and then you have. They pay $3, but they get exclusive, like behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. It's like a
like Patreon.
There you go, Patreon. Yeah.
Except Spotify.
Like a super chat. According to hip hop, does that where if you donate X amount of money, it's not a certain amount, but X amount of money, you can leave a comment, and your comment's going to show before anybody else's shows. It shows that you're supporting them, and then whenever they do a live, your comment's going to appear before all of the people. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hey guys, welcome back to Tell to Trevor. My guest today is Iamprolifik.
Iamprolifik, yes. Let me spell it out because it's kind of an interesting word to spell. Iamprolifik. And that's all together.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So if anybody, since you guys don't know, me and him started hanging out due to a job. I can't say the name of the job.
We'll get sued.
or the city because I don't want you people to know. But I'll just put it's in Charlotte. Since you guys know, we record in Iamro, where that's out of Columbia, South Carolina, and Charlotte, North Carolina, the home of the podcast studios. Home of NASCAR, you name it, or home of everything. But today we have 6 questions on it.
Okay.
And then we have a thing called Trev Shock, where you have 30 seconds to answer.
Oh, I like that. Okay. I'm already shocked.
Okay. First question, what got you into the music business?
The music business? Cameron Lango, he had a huge part to do with that. Because before I was recording, but when I met him, he introduced me more to like the professional side. I met him in Charlotte, but he's from Alabama, but really based out of Atlanta as far as most of the work that he does. So he was the one that was hooking me up with different sound engineers, producers, music people, anything that you could name related to music. He was the one that kind of opened the doors for that. So that was about a good maybe 6 or 7 years ago. Been doing music my whole life, but as far as the music business, that's how I was introduced to it.
If you could work with any artist on any show, who and why?
Okay. So I have a dream collaboration because I was asked this question once in the magazine. It said name a producer, a rapper, and a singer. And I went based off of my own style. These aren't necessarily my 3 favorites, but just my own style and what will work on the song. I picked Kendrick Lamar as the rapper, Alchemist as the producer, and Janae Akio as a singer. Now, the reason why I did that, there was a song that Kendrick did. It was like many years ago, one of his old mixtapes called Overly Dedicated. He did a song with Janae Akio called Growing Apart. And this the chemistry on the track. It was very similar to what I was going for on my new project, which I can't say too much. We'll call it Power of the Tongue. I can't tell you who's on it right now because that's the excitement. But we went for the same kind of vibe that they were going for. As far as like me, my vocal tone wasn't as laid back as Kendrick's, but still we kind of have a similar delivery. Mm-hmm. And her style of singing is very similar to Janae Akio, SZA. It's very soulful.
Yeah.
And you go with the chemistry because when you're doing a song, you don't want to always go by what you like personally. There's a lot of artists that I like, but that doesn't mean we sound good together on the song. If that makes any sense. So I picked based on that question. My answer was based on what would work well if I actually did a professional mixtape or album. So that would be the case with Kendrick, Janae Akio. Alchemist, he's a great producer. I've always felt like he's kind of underrated. But to me, his sound goes well with the kind of message that I push out. Because a lot of the artists that he works with, they do kind of like a similar message that I do. And I feel like just all 3 of us would do really well in the song. So if I could work with anybody, that would be 3 people off the top of my head.
What is your favorite movie?
Ooh, can I give you a top 5?
Sure.
I have to. I don't have one favorite. That's hard to say. Man, no particular order. Whew. Back to the Future 2. The Warriors. Got a lot of old movies in there. Training Day. Juice. And since I'm going on top of my head, I'll throw another favorite in there. I know it's another Denzel project, but Remember the Titans. But you know I'm a huge fan of sports dramas and sports movies, so I had to put that one in there.
Your favorite TV show?
As of now, it's All American.
All American.
Kind of sad that this is the very last season, but you know that is definitely my favorite right now.
If you could have a rap battle with anybody, who would it be? And why?
J. Cole. I feel like it would be good for the city. Good for the state, I should say, because he's from Fayetteville. I'm from North Carolina. But I went to school at Fayetteville State, North Carolina. And I know a little bit about Fayetteville. I know a little bit about Charlotte. I think it would be healthy competition for us to go head to head. You know, not like we're, you know, it would go too crazy, but I feel like me and him, lyrically, we're at that same level. So yeah, J. Cole, definitely.
All right, time to start the Trev Shock. So I'll tell you again. Trev Shock, you have 30 seconds to answer 5 questions.
Okay.
All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Who was your mentor for starting music?
That's a long list too. Well, we about to go way back in the days. So we're gonna have to go back to the 90s because that's when I fell in love with music. So it will be Bone Thugs and Harmony, of course Tupac, Criss Cross, The Brat. Those are just a few names, but that's going way back to when I was a little kid. Those are people that got me into music. You know, their style, their flow, everything that they represented me. So that is my introduction. Later on was Jay-Z, you know, Eminem and all those guys and Nas, but from the very beginning, the people I just named were top-notch, people that I looked up to as far as music. So they got me into music as far as artists that I like and admire. Yes, sir.
Who was your favorite artist growing up?
So those names that I just mentioned, in addition to that, I would add The Game on there. The Game, Nas, Cassidy, of course Jadakiss. Jadakiss, everybody loves him. His style and his flow and his delivery is just top notch, in my opinion. Of course, Tupac, he'd be the top of the list. You know, he's definitely one of the GOATs. So those guys are definitely people that I admire. Now let me not just pay homage to hip hop because, you know, I got a lot of influences outside of that too. So as far as like jazz, I like Miles Davis a lot. And Miles Davis kind of like, he delved into hip hop a little bit. So his style and my style goes together too because he wasn't just strictly jazz. He dabbled into hip hop a little bit and he influenced me because I also played the trumpet when I was in elementary, middle school, up until college. So jazz and hip hop is what best defines me as far as like my style and the whole artistry of it. So yeah, definitely got to give it to my boy Miles.
Where was your first concert that you worked?
Man, that's that's gonna be hard for me to remember,
city,
man. Goodness gracious, let's just say Charlotte, man. It's been so many. Let's just say Charlotte.
And how many shows have you worked?
That's low. We'll just say 30 on the low end. That's not the number, but we'll just go as the lowest that we can go. And it's too many to name.
Your favorite band?
Bone Thugs and Harmony. I consider them a band. They don't play instruments, but that's my favorite group. So yeah, and I like Nirvana too.
All right.
Yeah.
And that is another episode of Tell It to Trevor. Thank you, Iamprolifik.
Thank you very
for
much.
being on there, and
Yes.
got any songs that you want them to check out?
Yes, I have songs that I want you guys to check out. My most recent project, Power of the Tongue, is actually getting wrapped up. I'm heading to the studio tomorrow to do some finishing touches. So of course I want you guys to check out the full project. As far as songs, check out Cycle of Life. It's dope. It's got high energy. It's very Migos, 3 6 Mafia type of flow. You know, it's got a little bit of old school and a little bit of new school too. Definitely check out Smiles and Cries because that's the most recent video, but we got more videos to come. But that's the most recent video, and it's just a strong song. It's strong lyrically, the beat is good, you know, the hook, everything. It's just a phenomenal song. I want you guys to check that out. And Power of the Tongue is going to be available on all platforms. So you guys may not be using Apple Music, that's fine. It's going to be on Spotify. If you're on Spotify, it's going to be on Tidal. You know, you got Napster Radio, just all the platforms that you think of on top of your head. It will be on there, so definitely stay tuned. But once again, that's all together. Iamprolifik, IAMPROLIFIK. Now, if you're looking up on those platforms, if you go to Google, you want to put all those letters in capital, but they're all spelled together. And they're really good. I'm telling y'all, check it out. It's on fire.
And he will be tagged on every video that we do.
Okay.
The little shorts that you people love, apparently, that are over thousands of views per person. So, we will see you next time.
Yeah.